Today's Friday, April 20th, A-Day. I'm Jillian Flynn.
And I'm Megan Cleary.
And this is Kennedy Live.
Now for school announcements. Any Somers residents interested in the Somers Republican Scholarship, please stop by room 102 to pick up an application.
If any underclassmen girls are interested in joining the Kennedy Live team, please email Alexa Bastardi, Zaria Bailey, or see Mrs. McGowan.
A-Push Review will be held on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday after school in room 100 for the next 3 weeks.
Now over to This Day in History with Tomaso.
Good morning, Kennedy Catholic. I'm Tomaso Dizon, and welcome to This Day in History. On this day in 1770, Captain Cook discovers Australia. In 1841, Edgar Allan Poe's first detective story is published. In 1879, the first mobile home is horse-drawn and is used in a journey from London to Cyprus. And in 1940, the first electron microscope is demonstrated. That's all for This Day in History. Now back over to the anchors.
And in breaking news, the memorials to former First Lady Barbara Bush have begun with a celebration of her life in front of Houston City Hall. She died at her Houston home Tuesday at age 92. Hundreds attended the City Hall event on Thursday. The Houston's Children's Chorus, a chorus of 60 children, performed for former President George H.W. Bush. Meanwhile, at the George W. Bush Presidential Center in Dallas, rock star Bono praised Barbara Bush for her public service impulse. Bono was at the center to accept a medal for distinguished leadership.
And for our feature stories, federal regulators plan to fine Wells Fargo as much as $1 billion as early as Friday for abuses tied to its auto lending and mortgage businesses. Wells Fargo said last week that it was negotiating with federal regulators to pay as much as $1 billion in fines to settle various charges. The problems with Wells Fargo this time are not tied directly to its well-known sales practices scandal, where the bank admitted its employees opened as many as 3.5 million bank and credit accounts without customers' authorization, but they do involve to significant parts of the bank's businesses, auto lending and mortgages.
Asda has apologized for one of its shoppers. It was charged with 930 pounds for a single banana. Bobby Gordon initially thought the supermarket had made a typo when it had sent the bill via email. Thankfully, the lender's fraud team blocked the payment from going through. Miss Gordon from Sherwood in Nottingham added, "I didn't think they would actually charge me until I got an automatic text from my card's fraud department inquiring the transaction. I told my 7-year-old, you must really enjoy this banana. You must cherish every mouthful."
And now over to sports with Gibby.
Good morning, Kennedy Catholic Sports Nation. I'm your host, Brandon Gibson, and let's move into the MLB, where the Yankees beat the Blue Jays 4-3. Judge hit his 5th homer of the season, and the Braves beat the Mets 12-4. In the NBA, the 76ers beat the Heat 128-108. Joel Embiid led the 76ers on his first game back in the postseason with 23 points. Philly now leads 2-1. The Pelicans take the Trailblazers 119-102. Mirotic had 30 points, and the Pelicans led 3-0. Warriors beat the Spurs 110-97. KD dropped 26. The Dubs lead 3-0 as well. In the NHL, the Bruins beat the Maple Leafs 3-1. Boston leads 3-1 in the series. And the Capitals take the Blue Jackets 4-1. The series is now tied 2-2. In men's golf, the Gales beat All Hallows yesterday 5-0. Matches were won by Tomas Cartaya, Vinny Nunziato, Chris Brown, Big Joe Eckhart, and Scott Murdoch. Girls varsity lacrosse lost to St. Joe's Trumbull 12-6. Despite the loss, Emily Girolamo had 4 goals. JV boys lacrosse won their first game yesterday 5-3 against Arlington B. Nick Quas scored a 30-yard goal off what was supposed to be a pass that happened to roll in. Men's varsity lacrosse won yesterday as well against Mount St. Michael 16-5. Greg Brand and Wyatt Rumpf each had 3 goals in the win. That's all for sports. Now back over to the anchors.
Thanks, Gibby. Well, I'm Jillian Flynn.
And I'm Megan Cleary.
And this has been Kennedy Live.
Have a great day.